from the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University. This is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for February 15th, 2017. I'm Seth Hawk.
And I'm Samantha Charles. Thank you for joining us this evening. Every spring, Alabama's Higher Education Partnership invites students from all of the state's public universities to gather on the State House steps for the annual Higher Education Day rally. Troy Student Government Association is spearheading the effort to get students to the capital city. Sarah Singletary shows us how.
On Thursday, February 23rd, hundreds of college students from all over Alabama will converge on the State House steps for the annual Higher Education Day rally. And the Troy University Student Government Association is heading up the effort to get Troy students to show their support for higher education and attend the rally.
This is a great way for students to be able to show their support not only for Troy University but also our state, because we get to gather with other colleges and universities from all across the state. So we get to rally and advocate for higher education funding, and why that's important is because a lot of students don't realize that we do get funding from the state. So it's important for us to show our support not only for what our state is doing, but also be able to request more funding from our state.
Castellero is encouraging students who want to attend to make sure they are ready to be loud and proud.
We do bring our pom-poms, we bring our posters, and we bring our Trojan pride. It's a lot of fun just to be able to gather with others, and we want to make sure that we're known as Troy University as being there and being present.
Troy traditionally brings one of the largest groups of students to the rally each year, and the SGA hopes this year won't be any different.
We are looking to bring, our goal is 250 students, so we welcome more than that, but we're looking for our goal to be 250 students because, as you mentioned, we want to be able to show our Trojan pride. We encourage students to wear that cardinal red so that we do stand out and we show up and we show out.
Castellero adds that just being present at the rally encourages lawmakers to consider helping the higher ed cause.
I think a lot of students don't realize that senators really do want to hear from them. Sometimes senators have expressed to us as part of our committee that they just want to hear from students. They want to know that students care because they're willing to put in the effort if students put forth the effort.
Sarah Singletary, Troy TrojanVision News.
The Higher Education Day rally will be next Thursday at 11 a.m. on the State House steps in Montgomery. Students who attend will receive a university excuse to miss class.
There's a new way to engage with news and stories from around the Troy campus today. In fact, it's called Troy Today. Jamal Kennedy has the details.
Recognize this building, right? It's the Adams Administration building on Troy's main campus. Now, recognize this website? Don't worry, because it's new to Troy University and it's a blog called Troy Today.
Troy Today is the new blog which we've launched here in University Relations. We entered into a soft launch in the fall, which we really just kind of rolled it out and started sharing some of the content on social media. And during that time, we were kind of testing it out, making sure all the features were working the way we wanted it and seeing what the reaction was. And now we feel like it's ready for prime time, and we've recently announced it, and we're proud that it's here.
On the second floor of Adams is where the media department is located, and it's also where the idea behind Troy Today first came from.
The media landscape is changing. There is so many more options out there for people to get news, to keep up with organizations and the things that they want to keep up with. And we wanted to create a platform that would sort of be a central place for us to tell great stories, for people to follow along with the life of the university, to interact, and to keep in touch.
While the staff is composed mostly of media relations administrators, there are others involved as well.
We do have student writers. We recently featured a column by Olivia Melton, the SGA president. We've had columns and pieces that were written by faculty members, and we hope to grow that because we do want this blog to be both a great resource of news and information from the administration, but also to have voices from the whole Troy community.
One of the main purposes of the blog that Clower and administration wanted was to make it more personal and people-oriented.
So what's different about this blog than kind of what we did before? We've always done, press releases and a lot of news and information, and we've always had that type of content that we shared online. But once we decided to launch a blog, what we wanted to do is really tell more stories about people. The people that make Troy University unique and special.
The official website can be found at troy.today. Once again, that is troy.today. Jamal Kennedy, Troy TrojanVision News.
For students that are interested in writing for Troy Today, you can email Matt Clower at mclower@troy.edu. And Catholicism is one of the world's largest religions. However, it is not necessarily predominant in this part of the country.
So students who are curious about the Catholic faith had a chance to get some of their questions answered and get some face-to-face time with the Pope. Sarah Jones explains.
On Wednesday, Focus Missionaries held an event called Ask a Catholic at the Trojan Center. Troy students were able to discuss Catholicism with missionaries, get free candy or pens, or even take a selfie with the Pope. Focus missionary Molly Smits believes the event is beneficial to all students.
I think there's a lot of misperceptions about the Catholic Church, and just like, and just like there are for any religion, and so it's just kind of a way to be able to put a face to the Catholic faith and not just have it be something that you just hear about, but actually meet people that are Catholic, and if they have any questions or they just, want to know anything, I think it'd just be good.
The Ask a Catholic event is not only beneficial to Troy students who are not Catholic, but also the Focus missionaries.
It's definitely helpful to us to just, not only for us to kind of, grow in evangelizing and just being able to just kind of talk about faith with people, but also to, meet people that maybe we wouldn't have met if we were just kind of staying at the Newman Center, or just, just to be able to meet those people that the Lord wants us to meet. And on the way here, I was just kind of praying, Lord, just bring whoever you want to bring, and let us just have those conversations you want us to. And, if we meet anyone that maybe someone will want to come to a Bible study or something like that, that'd be awesome.
Focus missionaries are located in the Newman Center. Sarah Jones, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Today's event was one of many that Troy's Newman Center puts on throughout the semester.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Welcome back to Troy TrojanVision Sports. One of the players on the men's basketball team is getting a share of the spotlight. Jordan Bernardo was named the Sun Belt Player of the Week. The sophomore forward from out of Brownsville, Tennessee, has already had an impressive resume. He started in 30 of his 31 games as a freshman and scored the second most number of points on the season at 409. As a sophomore, he hasn't slowed down. Bernardo has been averaging 15.9 points and 7 rebounds per game. It was Saturday's matchup versus Louisiana Lafayette that really put him over the top. In that game, Jordan was responsible for 31 of the 100 points Troy scored, making 57.1% of his shots. Head coach Phil Cunningham talks about the development of his player.
He probably took his best step in terms of practice effort and consistency than he's had since he's been here, and I think it definitely affected his play on Saturday and Monday. So he's at the close of his sophomore year. He's got a lot of responsibility on his team, so a lot of expectation goes with that. And I thought for the first time he really stepped up and met those expectations.
You can see Jordan and the rest of the Trojans in action this upcoming Saturday at 4:15 p.m. against Coastal Carolina. And the women's team is getting ready to hit the court once again. This time the Trojans will do battle with the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. The game is a special one, as the Trojans will be playing in honor of the K-Al Cancer Fund. This will be the first of 2 Play for K games Troy will host, and the Trojans will be sporting pink uniforms for the game. In addition, Troy will be selling pink t-shirts at the game for $10 at the door in order to donate to the fund. Troy is 7-2 at home for the season, and the game will be at Trojan Arena, tipping off at 6 p.m. We're now just days away from the start of baseball season, and I couldn't be more excited. The Trojans finished 4th in the conference last year and are now projected to take 4th in the East Division of the Sun Belt this year. Be on the lookout for a few key Trojans when they take the field. Offensively, Joey Dennison led the team last year with a .322 batting average, 14 home runs, and 37 RBIs. On the mound, keep your eye on Corey Childress, a former relief pitcher who has now been bumped up to a starting position. Childress posted a 3.12 ERA and struck out 46 batters, the most of any relief pitcher. Head coach Mark Smart reflects on the experience returning this season.
I would expect that experience to give our team a better chance to be ready and prepared every day. Doesn't guarantee success, certainly, but the work and the level of commitment they've made to this point, I think that experience will pay off for our team.
You can find out if that experience will pay off this Friday here at Riddle Pace Field. First pitch is at 6 p.m. With the indoor track and field season winding down, the Trojans have one final challenge ahead of them, the Sun Belt Conference Championships. Only the women competed at the Sanford Invitational last Saturday to stay loose before next week's championship. The meet was highlighted by junior sprinter Nyada Alexander, who took second place in the 200-meter dash. Underclassmen Acacia Frazier and Alexis Garrett finished third and fifth respectively in the 60-meter hurdles, and the 4x400 relay team took home a bronze with a time of 3 minutes 51 seconds. Senior Allison Taylor took fourth in the weight throw competition, and junior Carissa Madsen pole vaulted into 7th place. Overall, Director Mark Davis considers the team young, but is confident in their abilities.
It went pretty well. I think we're in a good position going into our championship. We have a young team, so we have no idea what's going to happen when you put them out there. I mean, I think some great things can happen. It's just a matter of getting everybody to come together and do what they need to do on those 2 days that we need the competition. And
the Trojans will start the first day of the conference championships next Monday at the Birmingham Crossplex.